Today is 1087 day that I'm here to lessons on learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I'm going to share a fascinating idea that I learned yesterday. Like I was listening LinkedIn some videos, and one idea that really struck me, and that is that a CEO of major corporation said that I do not fire people. I do not fire people. I don't give up on people. I barely fire people. I try to torture people to success. Such a fascinating idea. Because I have heard people say that I don't give second chances. I give only two chances. And what I learn is that, and I will need to dig a little bit more into this topic, but what I learned is that it's better to give a person space than reject them. It's much important to give that person space than reject them. And why is that? Space gives that person chance to really reflect, recover, rebuild themselves, reconnect, and you give a chance. While reject, that means you gave up on the person. You gave up on the person. Such a powerful thing. That means that how often do we give space to people? How often do we give space for them to grow? Like imagine cocoon. Cocoon, when there's a lot of times there's a bug gets a cocoon, and after the cocoon comes out the butterfly. But there's time needed for that cocoon, for that bug to become a butterfly. So what happens when we reject person? When we reject person who is in that cocoon, we're not able to see what's happening inside of the cocoon because they internally changing. But because we reject it, maybe they will never become a butterfly because we already gave up on that butterfly. So today I want to focus on really 10 things when we're not supposed to give up on a person. And of course, that could be in a business sense, in the relationship sense. There's a lot of different senses, like friendships. I used to believe that as well that I give two chances, two chances. If they made a mistake two times, that means that's who they are. And again, I realize that it's a fixed mindset. With fixed mindset, we really believe that other person is not able to change. That could transfer in the way how we see ourselves. That means if we made a mistake two times, that means that we're not able to change. No. If we made a mistake two times, that means that we just didn't change it yet. That powerful word, that powerful word yet. I think that we always need to include that yet. Is not able to really handle that yet. And let's torture people to success. And I think that nice people quit on people, kind people never quit on people. Because nice is just walk away. Kind people, they're able to torture people to success. So what are those reasons not to give up on people? Number one, they are making effort to change. They're making effort to change. This is a powerful thing. That means that when you look into a person, are they willing to change? Are they making effort to change? Because if they're making mistakes, but you can truly see that they are making effort, but it's not working yet, that's not the time to quit. Because it might be that they are holding themselves on a small here and they want to quit. They want to quit, but they still working towards. And you quitting on them will push that person towards quitting potential as well. So don't quit on people. And I think that again, this is very powerful. Effort is the key. Willingness is the key. Number two is there is a strong history of good stuff. So that means what do you mean of good stuff? It might be that when that person was at the best, they performed so well. They did so many different things. And now, because there are so many things in their life, first time in their life, there's so many circumstances in their life that they just do not know how to handle yet. They didn't learn how to overcome all those struggles, overcome all those bumps in the road, massive bumps in the road, mountains in the road, and they don't perform that well. And I think that's what happens a lot of times when people go through stuff. They get rejected. They get given up on because they're just going through stuff. They're going through the season of their life where they go through the winter of their life, of the season, because life is season just goes spring, summer, autumn, and winter. There's always in a personal life like as well. So when person is in winter, we're not supposed to give up because the summer is coming for that person. Number three is the challenge. The challenges are temporary and situational. So it means when we are able to ask, okay, what are the challenges that person facing? What are this connection? What kind of challenges we are facing? We can ask, like, is this long term? Is this long term or temporary? And a lot of times we can find it that this is very temporary. It might be that some person is going through just for a short period of time. You know that this person is in this season, in this situation, in this circumstance, just for a month, just for 2 months, just for 3 months. So when you have employee that is amazing employee, you have business owner, and you know that that person for 3 months will be do something that doesn't align with the business, because I don't know, it could be so many different things. So understanding that it's temporarily, we're not supposed to quit for on that person. Being able to give them space, and that's what I said. It's very important to give them space to do what they need to do to really come back even stronger. Because a lot of times when people go through stuff, and you understand that the stuff that you're going through could make you bitter or better. And I think that if you're giving space, and people know that they are given the space, they become better off because of that. They know they have that safety net. Know that there's people who support them. They know that there's people who believe in them, that they will overcome that challenge and it will come better because of that, not the bitter. Number four is they show accountability. They take ownership. Ownership is a key. Because if a person is blaming that person, other person, third person, that means that they don't take ownership. So blame is one of the key aspects. And who do they blame for the mistakes? Who do they blame? Do they blame themselves? No, I know. It's much, much easier to blame other people. It's much, much easier to point to others than point yourself. It's very uncomfortable to point to yourself. It hurts to point to yourself. It hurts. But actually, when person is making ownership and accountability of their actions, you can tell that they are ready to change, to improve, get better, because they take ownership of change to become better. So when you know that they show accountability and take ownership, you're able to give them time, not give up on them. Number five is the mutual respect. So when a person is making mistakes, but there is a mutual respect, and you understand that they will change, but we need to understand that respect is a great key thing because respect is earned. The lowest level of respect, everyone deserves. Everyone. There's no one who doesn't deserve respect. No one. But some level of respect is earned. So when you earn that highest level of respect and you have that mutual respect, we're not supposed to give up on people. Again, we need to understand that we give space, not rejection. We give space, not rejection. So that means when you have that mutual respect, you wait on them. You give them space. You give a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, maybe 5 years for them to figure things out. And if needed support, be able to help. If they ask for help, we able to really help. But give them space to become the person they need to be to overcome all those challenges that they're facing right now and not do the mistake that they're doing now. Number six is they enrich your life in meaningful ways. So I'm not supposed to give up on people when they're bringing maybe some parts that you don't like, but the other parts are so enriching and bringing so much value. Because at the end of the day, like you can look into that, even in relationships, like love relationships. You never like everything 100% about the other person. Never. There's no person on earth that you will love 100%. There's just a perfection. There's no perfection in life. So that means that we understand that it might be that that person is making mistakes. But if you think about, okay, what kind of things is bringing in this relationship? What kind of things is bringing for this business? And if you see that, okay, he's bringing so much more than making those mistakes, of course, that is not the time to give up on person when he's bringing so much. And then, because I love that example, like when there is a white paper and there's a dot in the middle. A lot of times, most people focuses on that dot, not on the white paper itself. And so interesting. So interesting that people focus on the dot rather than the paper itself. And that's what we need to do with people. So people is a white page with some dots on the paper. So that means we need to focus on the overall picture, not a couple dots on the paper. And if there's couple dots, and maybe couple dots are very, very big, but still there's such a big paper. And I really say, okay, this relationship, this connection brings so much value, and I don't care about few dots on the paper. I really not give up on them. Number 7, the relationship, the connection is reciprocal. That means that really there is give and take, give and take. There is a add value and taking value. Because a lot of times the relationship is one way. And one way relationships doesn't last long. And a lot of example is like with breathing. You breathe in and you're not able to stay there for a long time. You still need to breathe out. Exactly the same with relationships. If you are taking all the time, at some point you need to give. And if it doesn't give, that means that relationship will not last. And then that means that you are able to give up on that relationship. Now, of course, that people say, like, hey, when you have a mentorship relationship, that means that mentor is giving advice, mentors give knowledge, and it seems like one way. But that's not true. A lot of mentorship relationship is one of the biggest things that you either give or take, because like mentor gives value, knowledge, wisdom, and in return gets so much benefit of self-fulfillment, joy. But of course, self-fulfillment and joy is coming when actually mentee is implementing things and getting results from that. So mentee, the best way to really give back is getting results, get better, and not make mistakes. So number 8 is they don't harm you. That's again, like if they harm you, that's the first thing that they think, okay, is this relationship, is this connection is harming me in any way? Could be finances, it could be energy, it could be emotional. There's so many different things. It's not just physically harm, even though that could be as well. But if there's any kind of harm, emotional, physical, financial, we need to really give up on person. Or if you don't want to give up, give them space. 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. That's why even like when you have a family members who reconnect after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I have even heard 50 years. After 50 years, they change so much that they're able to reconnect. And that's why I think that's giving space not to give up on person is so important. Sometimes people give 50 years space to finally reconnect when the relationship is so important. So harm right away, give them space, and for a long, long time. Number 9, you still share core values. That means when you really look into this person is making mistakes, you don't like what they do, you don't want to have that association with your life, but they go into the same direction. They go into the same vision. They have the same vision, the same values. So of course, again, I think this is very powerful. Sometimes you give space, and again, this person you can walk away for a season, build yourself up, and then when you build yourself up, you're able to influence other person to really live the way how you live, because people love to really see other people succeeding. It's very hard to tell what other person need to do when you do not have success in life. So when you go outside, make things happen, and you're very successful. People want to follow the way how you did this. So that means that the best way not to give up on people is to go outside, give them space, show example, and lead people. So rather than giving up, is putting yourself in a role model position, lead by example, and go make things happen. So giving space is important. Number 10, and the last one I want to mention is that you still feel connection. You still feel connection. So that means even though that they made mistakes, even though that they potentially hurt you, even though that there is something that bothers you, you still feel that there's some kind of connection between you and other person. At that moment, of course, it's okay. I really like that person. He has something inside that is very, very kind, is generous. That person is having great character. He made mistakes. But I'm willing to give them space. And I think that now after this conversation and after I really sharing my thoughts, I realize that we're never supposed to give up on person. We're never supposed to give up on person. We are able to give them space. And sometimes we just need to give space even for 10, 20, 50 years until they're able to figure out what they did wrong. Because different people are growing differently. And some people need a lot of space, a lot of time. But we never give up on people. I need to learn that as well. I think that I will need to really reflect on that even more, because yesterday I was listening at that seminar and I heard that thought that he said, I never give up on people, I never fire people because I torture people's success. And I think that that's what I want to really carry with me as well. Always see people as malleable, as people who are able to improve, get better, who are able to understand, reflect, get more awareness, and really fix their mistakes, repent. So what do you think? What do you think? Do people deserve space? Do people deserve not being given up on? And how often do you give up? So I hope you should reflect on that and really give some thoughts as well, really write some comments as well. How often do you give up on people? I hope you should win and see you tomorrow.